Welcome to Calculator Active TI 73 Explorer. Today we're going to look at the math functions LCM and GCD and how you can use the TI 73 to derive these functions. So first I'm going to cut my calculator on by pressing the on button in the bottom left corner. Now I want to make sure before I begin any operations that I reset the calculator. So if you can recall from the operating the TI 73 video, those keystrokes are second 0, 7, 1, 2. All RAM is cleared. Okay, great. So I'm going to clear the screen and return to my home screen. So in order for me to find the LCM and GCD, I'm going to have to access these functions through the math key. So I am clicking the math key, which is directly under the second key on the left-hand side of the calculator. And here, directly under the words math, I see a few functions. I see LCM, which stands for least common multiple. And the least common multiple function is going to return the smallest number that two positive whole numbers can divide into evenly. And then the next function we're going to look at is the GCD. The GCD is the greatest common divisor. So a lot of times we use the term greatest common factor, but this D does not stand for denominator, it stands for divisor. So the greatest common divisor function returns the largest number that divides into two positive whole numbers evenly. Okay, so let's look at finding the LCM of 4 and 6. So again, I'm going to clear, let's go to my home screen and bring this function back up. So I'm pressing the math key. And directly under math, I see that number 1 is LCM for least common multiple. So I'm going to press enter since that's already highlighted. And I want to find the LCM of 4 and 6. So on the screen, you can see the letters LCM with the parentheses. So the parentheses means go ahead and start placing the numbers that you want the calculator to find the LCM of. The only thing you have to remember when placing numbers in here is that you have to separate those numbers using the comma. And the comma is to the left of the number 4. So I'm going to type 4, comma, 6. And then I'm going to close this operator with the parentheses. And the parentheses, the right parentheses is right above the 9. Okay. So again, on my calculator, the entry reads LCM of 4 and 6. We're going to press enter. And I see that the least common multiple of 4 and 6 is 12. Okay, great. So now if I want to find the GCD, I go back to math. And normally when we deal with common divisors or factors, we're looking at a fraction. So I have the question here, find the GCD of 21 over 28 or 21 28ths. Okay, so I have hit the math key. I see that GCD is number 2. So I can press the number 2. Or I can arrow down to 2 and press enter. And so I see on the home screen, GCD, greatest common divisor, with the parentheses. So I want to find it of these two numbers. And I'm not going to have to put it in as a fraction. I'm going to put those two numbers, that numerator and denominator, in as separate entries. So we're going to do GCD of 21. Remember, we have to separate the numbers with the comma. 28. And then close the operation and then press enter. So the greatest common divisor of 21 and 28 is 7. In the next videos, we'll look at a few more of the math functions and then we'll get into the fraction operations. Thank you. Second 0, 7, 1, 2 to reset.